Hi guys, it's Saturday. Finally, right? And I've been thinking a lot about craziness specifically. I've been going through a lot of craziness lately, as you guys know. And it made me think about how, living mediumship, I basically dealing with, our humanity and our relationship with spirituality and all that stuff on a daily basis. That's kind of the point. Because if we only turn to the things we need in bad times, or we only have the support from those things in the good time, then what's the point? It's kind of like being an incomplete person. So I wanted to be honest and confess that life is not always perfect for me, not at all. In fact, when you have kids, life is very rarely perfect at all. I've almost given up on planning things in general because nothing ever goes as planned. It's nobody's fault, and I'm not complaining, but it's just, that's how life is right now for me, and I love it. It's a stage, and I realize that each stage has its ups and downs, and you just gotta go with it, I used to be a lot more type A pre-kids. I'm still big on being timely, huge on being timely, just as a matter of respect, duh. But when each shoe you have to chase after your kid to put on their foot is 10-minute struggle, you kind of prioritize the things that are important to be stressed over, and take the shoes with you into the car and put them on when you arrive at your destination. That's my life now. In essence, divorces are hard. Nobody signs up for a relationship in order to get a divorce. Nobody. Everyone says it won't happen to me because we all believe that it won't. Unfortunately, it does, and it's a serious struggle, very serious. I don't want to demean anybody's struggle and say mine's worse, mine's better, whatever. It sucks. It sucks. But obviously, prioritizing. You have to put your kids, if you have them, first, and you have to prioritize your needs if you have them first. It has been a struggle recently, as you all know. If you've been watching for a while, I don't speak about it very often because I don't like to. My divorce doesn't define my life now, and I'm a lot happier and a lot stronger now that I know that I can do things alone, and that I have the support of my family and friends, and some really great communities, and I feel like I've recovered very well. And then there are things that out of nowhere will smack you in the head and kind of make you have those WTF moments. Certainly had one yesterday, had another today, mostly in the form of accusations, and it really shouldn't bother me. My best friend was like, why is this bothering you? You can absolutely prove that these aren't true. I was accused of harassing someone through Facebook and my phone. Well, Facebook tracks everything. They do. So I can prove that, no big deal. My phone, I can take my phone records. I don't need them, whatever. I don't have anything to hide, literally. And she asked, well, why is he bringing this up now if it supposedly happened a while ago? And I'm like, dude, I have no idea. I have no idea, because I was in that very stressed out, frantic, end of the world mind frame, Thankfully, she's not. And it's usually a role reversal, so it was kind of refreshing. It's kind of refreshing. It was really nice to have someone to talk things over with. Friends are awesome. My friends are the best. Sorry, they're the coolest. And she was like, I don't see why this worries you so much, why you're so stressed about this, because A, you didn't do it. B, you can prove you didn't do it, which I really hadn't thought about. Honestly, I was just upset at that point. I didn't think. And it was nice of her to think for me, and I was like, yeah, actually, now that you said that, I feel better. But why bother? Why bother upsetting me? Why bother saying these things which are completely out of the realm of my character ever? So like, it really didn't make sense. And she asked, you know, what had been going on and what had been happening. And I was like, really, everything was fine until yesterday. Like, things have been so civil. I mean, given we don't really communicate much or hang out or anything like that, but, you know, everything was fine. She was like, well, something happened. And I was like, oh, you know what? He did tell me something had happened. There was an instance with one of his coworkers that had had an issue. And I was like, I honestly didn't even think about that. And she was like, stuff like this is bred out of fear. And I was like, okay, what does that have to do with any of this? And she was like, I don't know, but it obviously has something to do with it. She was like, you need to breathe, think through how you're going to deal with this. You obviously know that A, you didn't do it, B, you can prove it, 3, it's a non-issue. Now you need to move forward. And I was like, okay, that makes me feel better. Thank you, you know. Thank you. But I feel personally hurt and violated that those things were even accused. It just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, I'm kind of miffed about that, I guess you could say. But she's right. And the kids are fine. Everyone is safe and happy and sound, you know. So I'm dealing with it. And it's not something that's easy, especially for me. I trust and I have faith, you know, and you can pray and do whatever you want. But when things really, really suck, you know, you need to be able to turn to your faith. And that's the point of living mediumship. Having something to turn to daily, whether it's one of the divorce Facebook support groups, whether it's friends and family, whether it's, you know, the great autism support network that we have here in the county, when we kind of struggling with some Dean stuff. So I'm dealing with that too. So it's never just one thing. It's always like a mountain of things that kind of smushes you. But when you're in those moments, you have to know that A, it's temporary. B, you have survived every day of your life thus far. That's a pretty good track record. It really is. 100% you've survived, okay? 3, it means you can do it again, okay? If you need help, ask for it. Please, please. I needed help, and I'm getting help to deal with all the crazy. I am. 5, you're not alone. Never, ever, 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 ever. Never alone, okay? So even if you don't have people around you, or crazy dogs, or, you know, stuff, there's always someone here, you know, and I certainly encourage you, after what I thought about the instance that had happened, you know, there are a bajillion different free phone lines and even text stuff. If you need mental help, if you're stressed, you know, of course they have the suicide hotlines and all that stuff, but they have a lot more than that out there, especially for young people and kids and college folks. So if you need help, if you are struggling and you don't feel like you can confide in somebody, please, please access those numbers. And I will do my best to find a whole bunch of them and put them below in this video when I can get on a LAN computer. But know that, no, my life isn't perfect. It's great. I love my life. I am, for the most part, extremely happy and thriving. But not every day is a good day. And Dean bit 2 kids at daycare Friday, so it's never one thing. It's always a million things at once. But if you can get through all the days that you have before this, you can get through today. So try and find something positive, something happy. Get yourself your version of my Dr. Pepper, and reach out to somebody today. All right? Because it might not be you who's struggling. It might be somebody else. So reach out to somebody that you love today. Tell them you love them. Ask if they need help with anything, and just talk. All right? I love you guys. I'll catch up with you for Monday's challenge. Hopefully I'll have time to tape that. If not, you'll have to forgive me. All right. I love you guys. Be good.